Our David Nazar has more on how one city is tackling the issue.
Who's going to win?
David,
boy,
you're a football
it's a fight.
fan.
I am, and we're going to see, because as both you know, in years past, the prospect of relocating to LA has basically been used as a threat by various NFL franchises who simply wanted a better deal to stay in their home city. Well, it's a different scenario these days, as insiders say pro football is definitely on its way here. Of course, the city of Inglewood is set to build its brand new $2 billion, 80,000-seat stadium for the St. Louis Rams and its fans at the old Hollywood Park racetrack site. And Inglewood seems convinced that pro football will be the main attraction of the once proud city of my favorite team, the Lakers. Well, not so fast, says Carson. The city of Carson is beaming with confidence. City officials are ready to get started on their proposed stadium to be built out here on this giant old landfill on 157 acres of now prime real estate, a nearly $2 billion, 70,000-seat stadium that Carson Mayor Albert Robles says will be the prototype for all future NFL stadiums.
We are in partnership with the Chargers and the Raiders, and we are 100% confident at the end of the day that those two franchises are going to be relocating here to Southern California and housed in the state-of-the-art stadium in Carson.
Why do you feel you're in the lead?
Well, because we have two things that Inglewood doesn't have. One, we have two teams. Secondly, I think our location is superior. It's literally at the intersection of two major highways, the 405 and the 110 freeway. But we also have just north of there, the 91 freeway, and just to the east, the 710 freeway.
What are you hearing from the commissioner's office and from the owners?
The decision will be made in January, and it'll be a nice belated Christmas gift. One of the things that we did was renamed one of our streets right off the freeway. We renamed it Stadium Way to show the NFL and our partners, the Chargers and Raiders, that they are welcome with open arms, and we look forward to working with them.
Are you ever concerned that you're just a pawn here in the city of Carson? In other words, San Diego is going to make some great offer that the Chargers can't refuse, or same with Oakland and the Raiders?
I met with the commissioner's office, Eric Grubman specifically, who's in charge of the LA relocation effort for the NFL, and I asked him point blank if Carson was a pawn and being used. And he said, absolutely not.
You have a very prominent backer to do the stadium financing who really believes in you.
Goldman Sachs is 100% financing the construction of this stadium. Goldman Sachs has concluded that the best site for an NFL stadium in Southern California is right here in Carson.
Ty Simpkins, we're out here at the proposed Carson football site. You have been closely following this story for at least the past year. What's your take on everything happening in Los Angeles these days?
You know, it's been a real roller coaster ride for the last 20 years. It's been a roller coaster ride for the fans, for the teams, for the developers. But I would say that this is the closest we have ever been to actually breaking ground here in LA. The Chargers just announced that in January they are going to file for relocation, and what that means is it's really up to the owners. They need 24 of the 32 votes to make it happen.
As far as you see it, what's the best option? Inglewood, Carson?
Carson has been in the lead as far as plans go, and it's still in the lead. And I think the reason for that is because of the commitment behind this plan.
Now, there was, of course, another stadium proposal that was in the works for years. And we'll take a look at that one. LA Live owner AEG, as we look at their field, claims it's dropped out of the race and has scrapped its plans for their giant Farmers Field next to the Staples Center in downtown LA. It was slated to be a 70 to 80,000 seat stadium that would have been located where part of the convention center currently sits. Part of that giant project was also to refurbish the entire convention center and add a tremendous amount of parking in that crowded downtown area, although Rick and Elizabeth...
God, where do you park? Give me a break. That's insane.
You know, they've scrapped plans, as I said. However, you just never know with these folks, AEG. I'm still not sure about that because, as all of you know, they sent letters sort of dissing the Inglewood Stadium, saying it was a terrorist trapping site
They had
to
the
the
former
airport.
Homeland Security
Right,
guy,
Tom
Tom Ridge,
Ridge.
saying that. I mean,
And then they
It's
said
it's
Carson might
incredible.
not be environmentally friendly. So when you're such a powerful agency like AEG, I don't know.